Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you this lovely glass candle gift box. This is a candle that's made with essential oils. This one's got eucalyptus and citronella and it's gorgeous, and it's called Relax. And I wanted to make a gift box that held the candle but also that had similar sort of tones to it, and I felt that this had a real natural sort of earthy feel to it, so I wanted to pick colours that complemented it. So I've used the designer series paper that is actually called Earthen Elegance, and it does have these beautiful colours within it. You can see lots of different colours there, and it's got a lot of the in colours in this particular paper, or a couple of them. It's got the boho blue, it's got the wild wheat, it's got the copper clay, and it's got the moody mauve, and yeah, I think it's got all of them. I think it's got the pebbled path as well there. So it's got beautiful colours throughout the paper. Let's see if I can just show you a little bit more of it. If I move my box out of the way for you. So yeah, I just thought it was really nice. This is the colour that I've chosen, the pattern I've chosen to use, but if I show you, it's got beautiful, and this one looks like the ocean, doesn't it? And that one sort of looks like dripping paint. It's lovely. And then it's got this lovely, almost like an engraving of trees and leaves, and then this beautiful stone colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. And there are these blues and stripy, it looks, kind of reminds me of trees. This reminds me of the ocean. This is sort of almost like metal work. It's absolutely delightful paper. Really like it, and it's very natural feeling. So the gift box is a lovely little two-piece. So it's basically a nice base box, and it's got it's reinforced on the bottom as well, because obviously this candle does weigh quite a lot. And this one's called Restore, and it's the one that's fragrance with essential oils, and it's got a sweet orange fragrance to it, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I've made it to fit the candle pretty much perfectly, and then you pop your lid on top like that, and then just tie yourself a little bow. So for the base of the box, you need 2 pieces of cardstock which measure 6 1/4 by 6 1/8. So you can just see here. So this side I think is 6 1/4, and this side is 6 1/8. So on the long side, I'm gonna score it at, so I'm gonna use my trimmer for this because there's quite small measurements. So I'm gonna do it at 2 7/8. And then 5 3/4. All of my measurements will appear in my blog, and I will put them in imperial, so in inches, as well as metric in centimetres. And then I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it this way, and I'm going to score it at 2 7/8, like this. Okay, I'm going to get my bone folder out, and I'm just going to burnish all of my scored lines. And then I'm going to make sure that I do my cutting. So it needs to match. So I'll always have this as my template. And then I know that I need to keep this piece here, which is what I'm going to be gluing. So I'll just mite it in a little bit and then trim where I need to trim. So I'm going to trim up here. Do love these new in colours. They've got that real vintage feel to them. So that is perfect there, and then I know I need to cut away this score line just here. So I'm literally going to just go up the side of it, and this just helps me to create a neat base for my box, just like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same up this side until I get to that score line. I will literally flip these two up, and then I'm just going to trim this off like this. There we go. And that is the trimming done for the base of the box. So now I know that I need to glue this onto here and then assemble the base of the box. So for this, I think I'm going to use my tear and tape because it's quick and easy. You can use your Stampin' Seal, again, quick and easy, and you can also use your glue. There we go. So I'll just do that to start with, and then peel this off. And then I'm going to match these up as best as I can to make sure that it lines up well, just like that. Yep, that looks good, perfect. And then I'm going to pop another piece on here, like so. And I will then assemble the base of the box. So the base of the box is pretty plain. So I'll fold this one in, fold this one across, and make sure I do my best to line these up again, like that. Press it down, and that is the base of the box partly assembled. Now I will simply glue my 4 big pieces down to create that nice stable base that I'm looking for. So I'm going to get my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue out, and I'm actually going to just do some loose bits here. And then for the final piece that I'm going to glue down, I'll just make sure I go a little bit closer to the edge with this one, like that, and then some bits in the middle. And then I will bring this down, make sure that it all lines up straight, which it does. Press it down, use my bone folder to smoosh everything down. Lovely, like so. And that is the base of the box with my candle beautifully inside. Now it does give you a tiny bit of room so you can wrap a tissue in it, wrap it in a tissue or anything like that as well, but it does fit pretty nicely. This is the piece for the lid of the box, and it measures 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is the template just here. So on the longer side, I'm going to score it 2 7/8 again, and 5 3/4 again. And then I'm going to rotate it, so the small pieces at the bottom this time, and I'm going to do 2 7/8 again, because the lid is slightly shorter than the base. Okay, so that's there. And then I'm going to burnish, and I'm going to do some cutting. So if I burnish this like so, so that's nice and burnished just there. And then I know that the slightly larger side is actually going to create the top of the box. So I need to mite it in here, like so. And then I'm going to trim this away, just like that. There we go. Nice away there. And then I will, where this scoreline is, I'll try and remove that just to neaten up the look of the box. So I'm going to take this up here, like so, and then up here. There we go. And then I'm going to literally trim that off like that. That's lovely. So now I've got that look to this. I'm actually going to put my DSP on now, so I will tell you that for the designer series paper, I've got one piece that measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is 2 3/4, yeah, by 2 3/4, which is going to end up on the lid. And then I've got 2 smaller pieces which are 2 3/4 by 2 1/2, and they will go on the sides of the lid like that. So I'm going to get some of my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue out, and I'm just going to pop some on here so I can glue this into place. And I'm going to try and keep the pattern the right way around. Got a real tendency to do an odd one like this one upside down. Depends on your feeling of what the top of the box is though. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this. So if this is directional paper, just be very careful to make sure you've got it facing the right way up, because this is the top of the box and that is the side. So at the moment I'm working upside down. And I'll pop this one like so. With this paper, you could get away with putting it any which way, I think. Okay, so those are there. And now I'm going to use my tear and tape again. Now you could definitely use liquid glue on this and I'm just going to put it on the tab. So I'm putting it slightly towards the edge of the tab because I do need to, when I glue this, I need to make sure I'm allowing a little bit of room so it can fit on top of the base box. So I'm not going to glue it quite as close as I did with the base. So I'm just pulling up my tape if I can. Get my pick tool out to do this, but I've got fingernails as well that work just as well. Okay, so when I'm gluing this, I'm not going to be butting it right up. I'm going to be allowing a little bit of extra room to make sure that my box fits over the base box. There we go, lovely. And I'll do exactly the same here. So this should allow a little bit of extra room. There we go, just like that. Okay, and now the moment of truth is that I just need to see if it fits over the top. Oop, actually what I should do is burnish it in, because sometimes you'll get bits caught on those little tabs that you've made. There we go. Let's have a look now. See how we fare. There we go. And that does fit quite nicely on top of there. So that's great to know. It's a very snug fit actually, which is nice. Lovely. I'll pop that to the side, and now I'm going to glue my lid into place. So I'm going to pop some just on there, like I have roughly, like that. And then I'll pop some on here, just roughly like that. And then with this last piece, just make sure it's all lined up. With this last piece, I'm going to go around the edge a little bit tidier, just to make sure it sits a little bit neater. Just like that. And then I'll press that down. There we go. And that should make for a neat lid. And then again inside, I'm going to smoosh everything down, just make sure there's a nice pickup, like so. And now what I'm intending to do is I'm going to pop this piece of designer series paper on the lid of the box, just as like that. And I'll just put a little bit around the edge, a little bit in the middle, and then pop this into place. There we go, nice. Okay, and then I'll flip it over and press it down with a little bit of weight and burnish. Lovely. Okay, and then I'm going to my lovely candles inside. I'm going to put my lid on. Look at that, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm going to decorate. So for decorating, I'm going to use some of this ribbon, which so I've used the wild wheat, and this one's the moody mauve, however you pronounce that. And it is, the name of the ribbon is textured ribbon, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to use this colour, and I think I'm going to do a lovely little bow. Well, I say lovely, I'm going to try and do a lovely little bow, just like this. There we go, that's quite sweet, isn't it? So I quite like that. And then I'll just trim off this little bit. Oh, very cute. There we go. And then for the front, I have used one of these dies, a great staple die. It's called the Something Fancy dies, and I've used this smallest one just here. And I've used from the Irresistible Blooms this Thank You, which I just thought was lovely. So I've heat embossed that in white, and I'm probably going to stick that on the front. I'll definitely be using some dimensionals because I do love a dimensional. I might try and use a little bit of my side pieces up just here. So I'll pop that one like that. There we go. And then I'll just use this one like this. Okay. Cut a little bit of this out like that, and then just like that. Perfect. And then I will try to place that in the center, And then I've got a nice little gap on here to put a few cute little gems just in this corner. And oh my Lord, am I loving these? These are the 2023 to 2025 in colour dots, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Definitely something I would advise getting. I've almost used a whole row of them, and I think I've had them a couple of weeks. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to be using the medium mauve ones right now. So I'll get my take a pick tool, and I think I'm going to use one large, which I will put down, yeah, down here, and then a small, just like that. So these are the completed gift boxes for the beautiful candles. Hope that you've enjoyed today's project. I would love to know if you've got a particular favourite. I'm not actually sure, because I do love the grey with the sort of lovely mauve colour, but I really like this colour as well. So I can't pick. Please help me in the comments. I'd love to know if you've got a favourite colour. I do hope you've enjoyed the project. It's a nice simple one. I'll make sure I put all of my links below for all of the products that I've used, and also if you link to my blog you'll find the measurements in metric and imperial, so in inches and centimetres for you. If you do not already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can shop with me if you live within any of the countries within Europe that Stampin' Up sells to. I'm based in the UK, so I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, but I can definitely, you can shop with me if you live in any of the countries in Europe that Stampin' Up sells in. Please be aware that I do send out a lovely thank you pack the following month that you've ordered with me, and it normally includes a handmade card, sometimes a handmade gift, some products, things like that. So and a little newsletter as well. So do consider shopping with me. It's worth giving me a go. Also, if you're interested in joining my team, again, links are below. There's a great new joining offer coming up in June, so please do definitely keep a lookout for that. I will put all of the details on the blog post that accompanies this video. Okay, I'm going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.